Monologue time. Right, I've got 10 questions that I said I'd answer on Facebook, and you've given me 16. But I've still got to answer them all because some of them are just like yes or no. So, firstly, before I start, I'm 5 weeks out on Sunday. I feel like I'm going to die most of the time. I just feel shit, which is great because it means it's working. And I woke up this morning the lightest I've been the whole prep. Things are going well. Feel like shit. Doing plenty of cardio, plenty of training, eating roughly what I was eating about 4 or 5 weeks ago, except I'm carb cycling now. So there's not really much to talk about because it's all very simple. So let's get digging into these questions then. Right, first one, Luke Capone, best place you've ever done an in-store demo. I can understand why you're asking me this, but the honest truth is whoever gives me the most discount on their products. My mate CJ Smith, Rodney Mullen or Day One Song. Almost ran through Day One Song all day long. Sorry if I butcher any of these names. Kevin Fugat. To soya or not to soya? What's your opinion? I don't eat soya. I've heard lots of negativity and positive comments about soya. It's not something I have because I'm not vegan or vegetarian, so to me it's just pointless, really. Some people say it can raise estrogen versus some people say it doesn't. I've never read it up enough to give you an educated answer there. So, but I don't drink soya or eat soya apart from soy sauce. Jack Ayers, how's it going, man? When it comes to carb loading, what foods do you avoid a day of comp? Are there any foods that bloat you out or make you retain water? When do I stick to gluten-free? Well, I think the cleverest way to do it, which is the most logical, is just eat foods that you've been eating for the whole 16, 12, 20 weeks you've been dieting and not, because a lot of people have refeeds where they have a lot of non-clean carbs like Pop-Tarts, muffins and things, which I think are great on show day because I don't know why people eat rice cakes and honey. I've never understood that. There is nothing in a rice cake. There's just nothing in them and they stink. Stop eating them. But you can get a good 40 to 50 grams of carbs from a really small, like a muffin, which is really easy to digest if you've been having on your refeed day through the prep. But if you want to, but when it comes to the actual carb load leading up to the show, I think you just stick to what you've been eating, so you're not taking any risks. I mean, if you've been eating sweet potato and then suddenly you try and carb up on white potato, you don't know what's going to happen. Your body could react a certain way that you don't want it to, so just stick to what's been working. And here's another question from Jack. What's your pump-up routine before going on stage? I don't actually have one because the last 3 shows I've done, I've been late backstage. So I've just done a couple of push-ups, and that's it. But I think you don't need to pump up for about an hour backstage. I've seen people doing a whole workout backstage, grunting, just like the rear delt bands, push-ups. Done. That's it for me. Adam Ambridge, 3 most important subs I use. Well, that's in really 2 categories. Is that sports supplements or health and well-being? Let's go to sports supplements first. Are you a whey isolate, the glycofuse, love it, and probably amino last. They're the 3 that I always use from the sports side of things. Because I'm into my intro workouts, so I always have glycofuse and amino last intro workout, and Isofuse is just great because it's cold filtered, it's low sugar, low fat, with no sugar or fat in it. So it's nice and convenient. Whey protein's great. It always tastes good as well. When you off season as well. I always drink isolate a lot of the time because when your appetite's pretty poor at times. An isolate can just save the day. It's a lot of convenience as well. If you go to health and well-being, vitamin D, greens, and probably some sort of liver support. Like Liv 52 or something like that, or curcumin is a good one for your liver support. Keeps your bile ducts nice and fresh and cleaning through efficiently, because obviously you always want a clean liver. It processes hormones, and it's also, if your liver doesn't work efficiently, your chances of burning fat optimally are a lot less. Another question from Jack. If you feel you've hit a wall and you stop seeing body fat drop, what's your best advice? I'm really bad at taking my own advice, but in the past I've normally done too much cardio, not enough food, got lighter but lost no body fat, I would always, for me, it's not about adding more. It's probably about taking things away. So if you've really hit a wall and things start deteriorating, you're looking worse, either back off from your training a touch, maybe reduce your cardio for a few days, and introduce some more carbs just for a few days, get everything ramped back up, and then go from there. Don't do anything too drastic. Right, Lewis, do you ever suffer from low appetite, and if so, how do you combat it? Weirdly, this prep, I have no appetite whatsoever at all. I have no idea why. I just eat the meals because I have to. Off season, I sometimes get it, but normally, I just can eat for England. I just eat all the time, and I have no problems with it. But a good way to do it is if you have the low appetite and you really cannot eat, you just can't get your meals in. I personally don't see a problem with you're supplementing your meals with a whey isolate, and like a cup of oats or whatever carb source you want, because convenience, you're still getting what you need in, and it's you don't need an appetite to just nick a shake. It's easy. Same with liquid egg whites. I've actually been doing that. Last night after my cardio, I came in. I normally have my egg whites. I cook them, and I was just like, I just couldn't do it. So down the hatch, egg whites, pasteurised, no salmonella for me. Daniel Perry. Do you advise sticking to regimented workout in terms of sets or reps, or do you mix it up and include drop sets, pre-exhaust, etc.? A little bit of both. I actually normally plan a few weeks ahead, because obviously a lot of people know that I do DC training off season, which is very regimented. But I also periodise things around, so I'll do DC for maybe 6 weeks, and then I'll do volume for another 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll go back to DC. But in contest prep, I think it completely depends on how you're feeling on any given day. Some days you might go into the gym and feel like strong as an ox, full of energy, deadlift the world, feel fine, and other days you might like walk in and like Gollum and be like, I can't do anything, and you'll just just do what you can. As long as you're putting the intensity in there, that's what matters. But yeah, I use most sort of techniques. On days my joints hurt. Actually, I've started using more band work to take away from it if my elbows hurt. Or I've got a little niggle in my pec tendon, which I've had for a year now, so obviously at the bottom of the rep, where it's a lot of stress there. If I take the bands off, I can use a lot less weight, so as it comes down, it's lighter, and as I explode up, the tension shifts to the pec, but the actual pec tendon is fine. So that's another good thing that I do. I love drop sets, and I do use pre-exhaust. I have been using pre-exhaust for my chest due to it being shit, and it's better now, and because it warms up my pec tendon well, so when I come to my presses, just get a lot more activation. It's a good way of doing it. Haley Butt, how many hours a week do you train? Weights/CV split. I try and aim for 5 to 6 days a week training. Contest prep. Off season it's only 4. I get the most out of it because when you're off season you don't want to spend every day in the gym. You all know we grow outside of the gym, so I don't want to spend all day, every day in the gym off season. It's good to have a life. But in terms of contest prep, 5 to 6 days a week. CV at the moment, I'm doing 45 minutes in the morning and 45 minutes in the evening, and it's horrible. But again, because I'm carb cycling, it will change. On my higher carb days, I may push the cardio slightly higher. My lower carb days, I may bring it down a notch, because you don't want to overexert yourself. A lot of people say hardcore cardio all the time, no rest days. I'm a beast mode, blah, blah, blah. It means shit all when your physique's looking bad and you feel like death and nothing's happening. You've got to be sensible. A lot of people just, the meathead mentality is just old now. You need to be a little bit more conscious of what you're doing and why you're doing it. Oh, my good man, AJ Adams. How you doing, Ash? Shoulder routine. Your delts are great and Carly's are too, and have much improved. The thing that I focus on with Carly and I, because I have a Carly out with a lot of her training and myself, I was doing my own training, is the one neglected part of the delt, which is mad, is the rear delt. It's just, when you're at the front, you look wider, from the side you look thicker, from the back you just see that pop. It just adds another dimension to the delt. So for me, I just absolutely demolish rear delts first. I've been doing a lot of pre-exhaust for my medial delt. So, the basic side raises, get as much blood in there as possible, destroy them, and then I'll go and do heavy presses. But the weird thing is, I haven't noticed any strength dip from doing that. If anything, it's just allowed. Say if I'm pressing 3 plates above my head, it's not going into my elbows and triceps. it's hitting directly on the delt. So pre-exhaust and rear delts first, then press. I find I've had better, and Carly have had the better results doing it that way around. When dieting, carbs in the evening or not? Evening is when most people feel hungriest for carbs. That completely depends on your schedule. If you train, a lot of people reduce their carbs when they diet, which is quite normal. If you're dieting, you're doing a lot of your training first thing in the morning, your requirements for carbohydrates in the evening are going to be a lot less. But if you flip that on its head, you train in the evening, you're just going to need your carbs around your training in the evening. So it all depends when you need the carbs, if you've earned enough or warranted enough for your training to eat the carbs. So it depends. There's a huge amount of variables there. You keep posting pics of you in your pants. Have you got any shorts? I have got shorts, but I'm not a men's health model or competitor or physique. I'll leave the shorts to them because I actually work hard on training my legs. Not to say that they don't before anyone goes, yeah, but men's physique train their legs. I'm sure they do, but they still look like a dick in their shorts. They should wear the smaller shorts. If you want me to send you a photo of me in some shorts, that's not a problem. I'll get them to you in a bit. Okay. Last question. Will Mechanic. When creating your own training plan for the coming off season, where do you start in terms of structure and volume in your sessions? Also, do you take much time off post-contest or get back in for the rebound? Well, let's start with the post-contest. It's strange. Most people think, oh, I'm going to take a week off afterwards because I'm hanging. That's my train of thought right now. I want to take a week off or 2 weeks off after the show. But as everyone knows, you are so hyped up after your show. If you do really well, you're so motivated. If you do shit, you're so motivated to improve. You go to the restaurant, eat a fuckload of burgers after your show, and you feel instantly so much better. I'm going to smash the gym tomorrow. So for me, I love training. I trained for about a month after the show. Pretty low volume. In fact, very low volume. Only normally 3 to 4 days a week. 4 would be pushing it. Just all the heavy compound movements. That strength gain you get is great. Get a good rebound, and then I would take about 2 weeks off after that to just chill and let my body, any niggles I have, anything heal over. But in terms of proper off season, which for me doesn't really start until about a month or 2 after a competition, I will DC training again. I will start off with the 2-day split. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'll build it up to push-pull legs. And then I'll start adding in a little bit more volume for the push-pull legs, and then I'll come down again. But it's all periodized. You've just got to periodize your training, really. Try and get the most from the least. Because I've had a few people ask me about the double day training off season. And I think it's a really bad idea. You know, you're just going to be burning through so much food. It's going to be counterproductive. You're not going to get the rest you need. But try and make the most from the least with everything. So if you can get away with eating less food and still grow, you can get away with eating less supplements but still grow, and less training and still grow, then that's perfect. And then when it slows down, then you can increase things over time. But if you go in gung-ho and 30 sets for chest, where are you going to go from there? You're not going to go anywhere. So just start with the least and build your way up. And then when you get to the point where you're at your max capacity, come back down again and then ramp up back up. And that's a good way of staying consistent with everything. But that's all the questions I've had. So thanks for everyone for taking the time to put them in there. I should probably stay a bit more updated. I will be staying a bit more updated on my page. You know, been taking care of the business of bodybuilding. Lots of cardio, minimal food, lots of training. I got a camcorder for my birthday, so I'm going to start doing some training videos as well. So I will have one up in the week. So if anyone watches this video and says, Luke, I want to see you train this, I will film it for that, not for you directly, but give me some ideas of what body parts you'd like to see. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be deadlifting 7 or 8 plates aside now until the British. One of the main reasons is my shins. People keep asking me if I've had surgery on my lower legs because I have these massive scars just going all the way up my shin bone, and it looks like I've had a horrific accident and I've had metal plates put in my legs. So I quite want to have nice, shiny, lusher shin bones for the British. You know, it's all about the polish. Nobody wants to see scabs on stage. Anything else, I'm pretty much prepared to do. It will all go on feel. I've got back in a minute. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to go train after this. So that's it. That is all the questions answered. All the boring stuff about me, which is boring. So thanks again for watching, and I will do another one of these when people ask me to do it. Okay, see you later, guys. Cheers.